My marriage ended exactly 3 hours ago in the same restaurant where it began 7 years earlier. The poetic irony isn't lost on me, though I wish to God it was. Let me back up. My husband, let's call him Derek, and I have been together for 7 years, married for 5. We met in Boston, where we both worked in finance. Different firms, same soul-crushing hours, same desperate need for overpriced cocktails after quarterly reports. Our first date was at this Italian place in the North End called Marcello's. Not some trendy spot, not a chain, just this family-owned restaurant with checkered tablecloths, candles and wine bottles, and the kind of food that makes you close your eyes when you take a bite. That first night, we sat at a corner table by the window. I remember everything about it. Derek ordered the osso buco. I got the seafood risotto. We shared a bottle of Chianti that was probably too expensive for a first date, but he insisted. We talked until they started stacking chairs on tables, and even then, we sat in his car for another hour just talking about everything. Our families, our dreams, the fact that we both secretly hated our jobs but didn't know what else to do. He told me that night that he'd never felt this comfortable with anyone, that I was different, that he could see a future with me, and he never said things like that. I believed him. We got engaged at Marcello's 2 years later. Same corner table, he'd called ahead, had them put rose petals around it, the whole 9 yards. I cried. The owner, Mr. Giovanna, this sweet old Italian man who'd immigrated to Boston in the 70s, brought us champagne on the house and said we were his favorite couple. We got married, bought a condo in Cambridge, adopted a rescue dog named Biscuit, did the whole perfect couple thing, posted anniversary photos, hosted dinner parties, talked about starting a family. But here's the thing about perfect. It's exhausting to maintain. Around year 3 of marriage, things got comfortable. Not bad, just comfortable. The kind of comfortable where you stop really seeing each other, where conversations become logistics. Who's picking up groceries? Did you pay the electric bill? I'll be home late tomorrow. The kind of comfortable where you realize you haven't had sex in 6 weeks and you can't remember who stopped initiating first. I told myself this was normal, that this is what marriage becomes, that the spark fading is just part of growing up. I told myself a lot of things, apparently. 3 months ago, I decided I wanted to do something about it. I'm not the type to just let things die without a fight, so I started planning. Date nights, weekend trips. I even bought lingerie, which felt both empowering and slightly ridiculous for someone who lives in leggings and oversized sweaters 90% of the time. Derek seemed receptive, distracted but receptive. He'd smile and say, "Sounds great, babe," and then check his phone. He was working on this big merger, he said. It was consuming him. Just a few more months and things would calm down. I believed him, again. Last week, I had what I thought was a brilliant idea. I'd make a reservation at Marcello's, same corner table if possible. We'd recreate our first date. Not exactly, but the spirit of it. Remember who we were when we started. Remember why we chose each other. I texted Derek, "Friday night, I have a surprise. Dress nice. 7 p.m. He wrote back, "Can't wait. Love you." I spent Friday afternoon getting ready, got my hair done. I'm a natural blonde, and I just had it highlighted so it was this bright, almost platinum color. Wore this emerald dress Derek had once said made my eyes look incredible. Did my makeup, spritzed on the perfume he'd given me for Christmas. I felt good, hopeful, like maybe we really could get back what we'd lost. I met Derek at the restaurant. He was already there, leaning against his car in the parking lot, checking his email. When he saw me, he did a double take and smiled. A real smile, the kind I hadn't seen in months. "Wow," he said. "You look amazing." "So do you," I said, and I meant it. He was wearing the navy suit I loved, the one that made his eyes look almost blue instead of their usual gray-green. We walked in together, hand in hand. The restaurant smelled exactly how I remembered. Garlic, fresh bread, that specific combination of oregano and tomato sauce that I swear they must pump through the vents. And there was Mr. Giovanna at the host stand, same as always. He's got to be in his 70s now, but he's still there every night, greeting guests like their family. When he saw us, his whole face lit up. Ah, I thought that was you on the reservation. He came around the stand and shook Derek's hand enthusiastically, then kissed both my cheeks in that old world way. So wonderful to see you both. It's been too long. Too long, I agreed, smiling. We wanted to come back to where it all started. Beautiful, beautiful, Mr. Giovanna said, already walking us toward the dining room. Such a romantic. Let me guess, you want the corner table, yes? Your special table? If it's available, I said. For you, always. He beamed at us, then turned to Derek with a conspiratorial wink. The usual? The table reserved for you and that lovely brunette girl? The world tilted. I felt Derek's hand tense in mine, felt the exact moment his palms started to sweat. Mr. Giovanna, still smiling, oblivious, continued, "She is not with you tonight? Usually you come on Thursdays, but—" Mr. Giovanna, Derek's voice came out strangled. "I think there's been—" But I'd already pulled my hand away. I was staring at my husband, and he was staring at me, and his face had gone absolutely white. Not pale, white. The color of the tablecloths around us, the color of bone, the color of lies exposed to light. The owner finally caught on that something was wrong. His smile faltered. Did I say something? Brunette, I heard myself say. My voice sounded weird, distant, like it was coming from underwater. He said brunette. I'm blonde, very, very blonde, especially right then with my fresh highlights. Derek opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. Sarah, I can— How long? I asked. I was surprised by how calm I sounded. Inside, I was screaming, but outside, I was calm, eerily calm. How long has he been bringing her here, to our place, to the table where he proposed to me? He couldn't look at me. 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. While I was planning date nights and buying lingerie and trying to save our marriage, he was bringing someone else to our restaurant, to our table, building new memories on top of the old ones, like they meant nothing. Every Thursday? I asked. He nodded, barely. The big merger, the late nights. Another nod. I laughed, actually laughed. It came out harsh and bitter, and I watched Derek flinch. Who is she? It doesn't matter. Who is she, Derek? Someone from work. It doesn't matter. It's over. I'll end it. Sarah, please, we can work through this. Over? I repeated. You were just here last night, Thursday, your usual night, with her, and today you were going to sit here with me and pretend? I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm so sorry. I never meant— You never meant for me to find out, I corrected. That's what you never meant. Mr. Giovanna was hovering nearby, looking like he wanted to disappear into the floor. I felt bad for him. None of this was his fault. He'd just recognized a regular customer and made conversation. How was he supposed to know? I looked around the restaurant, at the corner table by the window where Derek had told me I was different, where he'd proposed, where apparently he'd been taking someone else for 6 months, building a whole other relationship in the exact same spot. The same menu, the same wine, probably the same conversations. Was any of it ever real? Or was I just the first act and she was the rewrite? I turned back to Derek. He was crying now, silent tears running down his face. I love you, he said desperately. I love you, Sarah. This was a mistake, a stupid, horrible mistake. Please don't do this. We can fix this. No, I said simply. We can't. I looked at Mr. Giovanna, who was still standing there, stricken. Mr. Giovanna, I said clearly. No, we won't need the corner table tonight. Of course, he said quickly. Would you like a different? Today, I continued, my voice steady, please seat us at the divorce table. You could have heard a pin drop. Derek's face crumpled. Sarah, please. I'm serious, I told Mr. Giovanna. Wherever you seat couples who are ending things, because that's what we're doing. Right now, right here. where it started. "There is no divorce table," Mr. Giovanna said softly, sadly. "But I understand." "Then we're done here," I said. I walked out of that restaurant with my head high and my heart in pieces. Derek followed me, calling my name, but I didn't stop. I got in my own car, thank God we'd driven separately, and I left him standing in the parking lot of the place where our story began and ended. I'm at my sister's house now, in Newton. She opened the door, took one look at my face, and pulled me inside without a word. Made me tea, let me cry, held me while I shook with the kind of rage and grief that feels like it might actually break something inside you. I called a lawyer this morning. Derek's called 17 times. I haven't answered. He's texted, "Please let me explain. It meant nothing. I love you. Don't throw away 7 years." But here's the thing. He already did. He threw it away every Thursday for 6 months, at our table, in our place, with someone else. And the worst part, the absolute worst part, I keep thinking about Mr. Giovanna's face, about how happy he was to see us, about how he thought he was being nice, remembering Derek's usual, about how thoroughly Derek had made this other woman a regular part of his life. It wasn't some one-time mistake. It was routine, scheduled. Our table was apparently reserved for them. I don't know what happens now. I guess we sell the condo, split everything, figure out custody of Biscuit. I'm keeping Biscuit, I don't care what it takes. Start over at 34 years old. But at least I know. At least I'm not planning date nights and buying lingerie while he's living a double life. At least I'm not the idiot who believed him anymore. The corner table at Marcello's was supposed to be ours, our spot, our beginning. Instead, it became the place where I learned that sometimes the person you trust most is the one who's been lying the longest. I wanted to bring back the magic. What I got instead was the truth. I'm not sure which one hurts more.